St. David was made the patron saint of Wales because he was able to evangelize Wales as a great missionary. But when you think of a missionary, you think if you've got a priest there, he's got a backpack on, and he goes off into the hills somewhere. But David, he went and actually formed a monastery and lived out as a monk, living a very austere life of prayer and contemplation. And it was through the monastic life of St. David that Wales was evangelized, because the monastic life, the life of prayer and contemplation, puts God recognizably first. It shows us that happiness lies in God alone. Prayer is so important. The spiritual life is essential, and those who give themselves to the monastic vocation give themselves totally to prayer, contemplation, work, manual work in community. In short, they give themselves to the love of God completely. And it was their lives that are totally detached from the world which bore authentic witness to the world around them that the gospel was the truth, and the gospel can bring happiness and contentment. We may not be called to be monks or nuns in convents and monasteries, but we are called to prayer. We are called to be people of prayer, people who are close to God, people who give ourselves totally to the spiritual life. The main things the monks did was to practice the presence of God, was to have an awareness that God is with them at every single moment. And all the prayers, all the devotions go to that basic practice of the presence of God. So too for us, we need to have an awareness that God is with us. When we're at home with our families, when we're out in town or in the city, when we're at work, the Lord is with us. And the Lord is calling us. And we need to make some time for silence and prayer to foster that. And the more we spend time in awareness of God's presence, the more we are transformed into the saints that we're called to be. It is through prayer and the spiritual life this city will be evangelized. It is through our prayer that our family and friends will come to know the Lord, because it's all God's work. Prayer is letting him in. It is letting that light shine. It is letting that salt spread to others, so that all will know the God of love through our authentic witness in a life of prayer. Satan and the world will tell us that you're wasting your time praying. Nobody sees it. Nobody notices it. But that's just not true. Prayer shapes your character. It shapes you who you are. And people will recognize it, though they won't be able to put their finger on it. Prayer forms you to be the light of the world. It lets that light shine. So with St. David's encouragement and intercession, let's put our spiritual life first. Let us make time for prayer, and let us practice the presence of God in all situations that we find ourselves in. Amen.